All right, y'all, we back. I know it's been a while since I dropped a video. I think the last one was the Fall Fest video. I did go to Orlando Classic. I have the footage. I just haven't edited it. It's a lot of, I didn't film as much as I thought I would or as much meaningful stuff. So if y'all want me to drop that video, just drop a comment and I'll just edit it real quick and throw it out there. We're in the shop today with the 96 with the 26-inch 4Gs. That came from Texas and took a whole world tour to the billet stop and everything like that. This is the one I was doing the Dakota Digital in. The Dakota Digital is finished, wired up, ready to go. We got the turn signal lights wired up. So what we're working on today is this steering wheel. Whoever put this steering wheel in didn't do a very good job. So we're gonna fix this and I'll show you what I mean. So hear all that clicking and the horn is randomly honking. Yeah, so we're gonna fix that. But yeah, turn signals are working. You can see them. All right, so if you ever have one like this, I'll show you. I have a couple of videos on how to do the steering wheels on these cars, but I guess I'll go through this one with you guys. This is gonna be a 21mm nut, so we're gonna break this free and then we'll grab the puller. All right, it's already broke this free. It's not normally this loose. Why is the camera like that? Hold on. All right, so let's get this nut off the middle here. That's out. And sometimes, no, okay, so we got to get the puller. So I'll show you the tool that you need for the steering wheel puller. It's going to be this one right here. Here's the part number, 57182. You can get this from AutoZone, O'Reilly's, or wherever. But this is the one that I use. So let's get it open. All right, so got an assortment of bolts. So I gotta find 2 bolts to fit in there. I'm guessing it's gonna be this one. Booyah. All right, so that's right. So we'll get that down as far as we can get it. And see how off this steering wheel is? We're gonna have to turn it, which is by adjusting these, or he'll just have to get in alignment, but I'll try to get it as straight as possible. All right, put that there. Get the other one. And you don't need to torque these down. You can just get these pretty much, just screw them in until it stops. You don't need to be super tight because you're not, all you're doing is making sure all the threads are engaging. Now, you do got to watch for this because sometimes one side will go down further than the other, and you don't want that. You want it to be even. So if you can't get one side down anymore, you can back off this side to make it even, because it's more important to have it even than thread it all the way in. So we'll back this one out because we got plenty of threads to grab, so it's not. So just want to get this. Yeah, it's about even. And we get the big boy right here, and this is going here. Thread this in, and I forgot my light in the Impala, but this is providing some kind of light here. And what this will do, you'll see, you want to get that centered right there on that piece. There we go. now we need to go grab a wrench. All right, so it's a 13. And we'll just crank this down, and it's just a puller, so. There you go. You'll feel that little pop, and then you know it's coming. All right, I think we got it. All right, so I was sitting there talking and just realized it wasn't recording. So I got once I pulled the steering wheel off, this is the problem. So this was all the airbag module stuff behind the steering wheel. Didn't pull the airbag module off. So that's why you're hearing all that clicking. The steering wasn't smooth. That's where all that was coming from. So there's a snap ring right here. We got to pry that open, get it up. It's a pain. I had some really good snap ring pliers, but I don't know what happened. The tips broke, and so normally I do it with 2 picks and a lot of patience. So we'll get this off. This whole piece will come off, and then we have to trim this right here. We got to clearance this right here. Once we get that done, it'll be nice and smooth. You won't hear that clicking and all that noise and everything. So let me fight with this for a few minutes, and I'll turn the camera back on once I get this snap ring off, because it's going to be, I need both hands. It's going to take a minute. Man, I could have did that on camera. That thing came right off. I ain't never had one of those snap rings just slide off like that. I mean, it didn't even, I mean, it was one motion. And I opened it, it came off. So now this is how it should look. I already started clearancing this, but I was like, oh, I need to pick the camera back up. Like, that's how I get to working. And so these little ridges right here, you want to smooth those out. I mean, you don't have to go all the way back. You just want to get it off maybe about ½ inch back to smooth that out. So I'm using a die grinder. And that's it. All right, let me do this, and I'll pick it back up when it's done. All right, so that's how it should look. Nice and smooth in there. So now, normally we would have the piece for the horn, but when they took the other thing off, they didn't put it back. So what we got to do is line this up. You'll notice you got, you got 3 holes here, 4 holes. So this is going to be the one that your horn button is going to go through, or this one. So you got your 2 used to pull it, your middle one, and then either this one or this one will line up with the horn button. And that's kind of how you want to do it. So that should be that one right there. I think that's it. Get some light. Yep. So see the horn button in there? So that's what we want. So now, and it's a little closer to where it should be, and it's smooth. So now all we got to do, where'd the nut go? Put the nut back on, wherever it went. Jeez, where'd it go? All this crap here on the ground for me. Oh, here it is. So we put this center nut back in. And so this is for the horn. This is the ground for the horn. And there's normally a piece that twists into that, but we don't have it. And I don't have an extra one there. They only come with the original steering wheel. So if I don't have the original steering wheel, I can't fix the horn. I know I don't have one because I had another car come in that I had to do this exact same thing, and I used the spare one that I had for that car. So it's a little plastic piece. You put it in and twist, and then you put it on this part here. You ground this part. I normally just use a fork terminal and ground it to this nut, and then when you press the horn, it closes the connection. So unfortunately on this one, I can't do anything about the horn unless I get a factory airbag with the horn attached to it, and then I can fix it. But as of now, I cannot make the horn work. So, but at least now you'll see the steering wheel will be smooth. You won't have all that noise going on back there. Normally I'd put a resistor in this if he still had the factory cluster, but he has a Dakota Digital, as you can see, that we put in here. So there's no need to to put the resistor, because what it does, it makes the airbag light go out. I like to line up with the Forgiato. I like to line up. Some people, they'll put this like this, so the wheel looks straight, but then you notice the grip, it's right there. So I like to line this up with the grip like that. But let's see where the keys. We'll take this out for now. So now, hear that? Smooth, how it should be. So we'll call that one fixed. This is where the wheels should be at 12 o'clock. And as you can see, the tires are not straight. So the tire's straight about there. So what I'm gonna do, I had to do the same thing on my car. See how far down this thing is? I'm gonna have to rotate the wheel on the hub to get it straight. So you gotta take these out and rotate it and then put them back in. So let me do that, I'll show you. All right, so once you get all these screws out, it just pops off. So then we can actually turn this and try to get it a little bit more straight. So let's see how the wheels are. So right now, the wheel is turned to the right just a smidge. So we'll try to line this up. Now, of course, the car is probably gonna need an alignment just to get it all the way straight, but we can get it where it's somewhat better than where it was. So if it's a little bit to the right, should be like that. So undo these screws. And I think about right there. It's either gonna be there or it's gonna be one over. So I think that's a little bit to the right. So we'll just start threading these back in. And then that's it. It's a little bit more straight than it was. It's probably gonna be more this way, but before it was, you know, freaking 270 degrees off or whatever, 70 degrees off. It was way off. So now it'll be a little bit closer. That way when they do the alignment on it, it doesn't need like a major changes in the tie rods and all that stuff, because then you get one set that's super turned out of spec and it can be a whole thing. So this way you can get it somewhat closer, and it's not a problem with the wheel per se. You got to understand, these steering wheels, they make them for all different types of applications. So the horn button may be over here at a different position on another vehicle. So they all kind of make these things the same, but they do make it where you can take it apart to, you know, in the event you need to do an adjustment like this. So let me tighten these back up. We'll put the horn in, and then this thing will be ready to go to its next stop. That was the last thing. We got the turn signal mirrors, the Dakota Digital, fix the steering wheel. I believe the AC and all that's working. So I was at first tasked with doing the dash, and I was gonna get a wrap from Adrian Rogers, but I've never done one myself, and I definitely don't want to be experimenting on this car. I'd rather send it to the professional and let them handle all the interior stuff. I told you guys, a long time ago, I'm no longer doing interior or paint. So I was going to take a chance on this, and go against my better judgment, but I'm happy I talked to the customer and I just expressed to him my concerns with doing it that way. Oh, none of these threaded in. Oh yeah, a couple of them did. Okay. All right, this is gonna be tedious. So let me get these bolts back in and get this thing finished up so I can get out of here. All right, well, that's it for that one. We got this one finished up. The last thing on this car was the steering wheel. So it's gonna go to my boy Red at Sounds by the Pound. He's the one who did the rear deck. Look him up on Instagram. He does amazing work. This car has been on a world tour. So shop in Texas, painted it, Luminosity. Check them out on IG. Then they went to the billet stop in Waxahachie, Texas. They did all the suspension, did the 6-piston Willwood brakes, shortened the rear end, did the coilover setup and everything like that. It just came to me for some simple stuff. Wire up the turn signal mirrors and the Dakota Digital, and then I just told him I'd fix the steering wheel because it wasn't right. So that was about it. AC works, all that stuff. A couple things we had to tighten up on it, but other than that, man, it's out of here. I posted in another video, in the last video I posted, I put my website on there. My website's actually been live for almost a year now. My wife has set it up, and she had put some merch on there while we were just kind of playing with things, and I kind of forgot about it. And then I randomly got 2 orders for hoodies on there. So the website's updated, the price are updated. We have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have tumblers, and we have some random stickers that my wife came up with. So go grab some merch to support the channel. I appreciate it. And that's it for this one, and I'll see y'all in the next one.